Alright, we're on layer 3 and it's gonna get a whole lot scarier now. The first 2 layers were for babies. Don't keep watching unless you're a man or a woman. I don't know, man, but don't poop yourself. One of my friends watched the last video and he already pooped himself and I was like, what the heck, man? Anyways, let's just get on with this next layer. Resident Evil 4, Bitorez Mendez. This song plays during the boss fight and its cutscene. Yeah, he's one of the big bads in the game. He's the chief of a village in the game and he's also one of the top members of Los Illuminados. You know, I mentioned that group last time. One of his aliases is the Big Cheese, which is pretty funny, I don't know. To me it's funny. He's also a controller of Las Plagas. If you speak Spanish and know what the heck that means, then tell me. Las Plagas are parasitic organisms that allow the user to get some buffs. And they're not like the T-virus where like they become mindless. You know, they're not dumb zombies, but they have less control of their, you know, higher reasons unless they like really focus on a task or a mission or goal they need to do. And yeah, this song's pretty scary as heck. In some of the parts it kind of sounds like they're screaming in it. And the violins that are playing too kind of sound like screaming too. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say for this one. Doom 64 Ambience. I think this entry refers to multiple songs in the game, but the one you're gonna hear is from the first stage. But yeah, there's not really much for me to say about this one. It's spooky, it's ambient, so I'll just tell you about the game instead. This game takes place after Doom 2. You know, the mother demon is still alive and still kicking, and you gotta kill more monsters and demons. And she's also the final boss of the game. There are 32 levels in the game and some of the tracks are more ambient than the other games. Where, you know, the other games are like all rockin' and metal. But I don't know, man, I never really played any of the games. Well, I have, but I don't really know anything about them. You know, I could play them if you want me to. If you buy me a burger, but I'm not even good at describing any music or ambient tracks because I'm dumb as heck. So let's just move on. Metroid Prime 3 Valhalla. This song plays in Valhalla in the game, which is an Olympus class ship, and it was attacked by space pirates. The attack was more unusual and brutal than even for space pirates, and when Samus finally gets told to investigate the ship, she sees corpses all over the place, and the ship is destroyed as heck. And space pirates were still on the ship looking for stuff. All the pirates stole was some recording of an organic supercomputer's final message. Yeah, they should have taken a bite of gum gum. Yeah, it's another ambient track. You can hear how it sounds right now. You can tell me if it's spooky because I don't really give a heck about ambient tracks. I'm not good at describing them like I said before, so yeah, that's this entry. Let's move on. Manhunt Soundtrack. This entry is just talking about the entire soundtrack from the game, but you guys are only going to hear one song. Manhunt is a game made by Rockstar. You know, the same people that made the Grand Theft Auto games and the Red Dead Redemption games. But in Manhunt, it's a game where you kill people in a more brutal way than in Grand Theft Auto. In the game, you're some death row inmate. I don't even think you have an identity or a name, but I don't know, I never played the game. But you're basically forced to kill people on camera for some crazy director for his snuff film. This game was very controversial when it first came out. It has a cult following and it even has a sequel to it. The whole soundtrack is basically like the song you're listening to right now. It's very dark and industrial. You know, I have links for all the songs if you want to listen to them on your own time, so you can go there. So let's move on. Final Fantasy VII. Who Are You? This song plays when Cloud sees a headless Genova, and apparently it plays in some other Sephiroth scenes, but I couldn't find any and I was too lazy to find them. But yeah, Genova's mommy material. She is said to be the mother of Sephiroth, but she's also an extraterrestrial from space, so I don't know, man. But he was implanted with some of her cells as a fetus, but his dad is just some guy named Hobo and his mom is just some lady. But yeah, this track is very creepy and cool. I really like this one. It's very haunting and it's kind of sad. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Let's move on. Silent Hill 4 Suicidal Clockchime. This song plays very briefly in one of the 4 endings of the game. It plays in the 21 Sacraments ending, which is the worst ending of the game. It only happens when you let Aline die and you don't clear 80% of the hauntings. During it, a radio plays and you hear the news talk about your death and the characters' deaths in the game. And then this song plays when you see Walter, which is the main antagonist in the game. And I think he's just standing in the room, but Walter was doing some sacrificial rituals. And if you don't stop him, then you don't get the worst ending and you lose. And he wins. But yeah, this song is very dreadful and sad and scary, and it fits the worst ending of the game. But yeah, that's all I gotta say for this one. Harry Potter, Prisoner of Azkaban, Dementors. This song is scary as heck, man. I almost pooped my pants again. This song plays when Harry and his pals are on a train ride to God knows where. I don't know, I've never read any of the books or seen any of the movies. The only thing I know about Harry Potter is a Game Boy Advance game called Chamber of Secrets. That's all I know, man. Anyways, this track is scary as heck, man. Especially for a Game Boy Advance track, but I always knew the Game Boy Advance has some of the best songs in video gaming. And it's really impressive and surprising that this was on a Harry Potter game for the Game Boy Advance. Yeah, it plays when the lights go out, and then spooky stuff happens with the Dementor. Dementors are some creatures or monsters in the Harry Potter lore. They wear cloaks and they also drain happiness, just like me. And because they drain happiness, they kinda have like a dark and cold presence around them. That's why you see some of the glass like freezing over. And they also are prison guards too, so that's your HP lore. This is probably the best track in the entire Iceberg so far. Let's see if it can get beat by any of the other songs in the lower entries, but that's where this one ends. Danganronpa, Despair Syndrome number 2. Yeah, there's 2 tracks in the game called Despair Syndrome. One of them's like has a dash in it and the other one doesn't, but anyways. For this entry, it had very little information about it. So enjoy this unrelated footage of Best Girl. I never played any of these Danganronpa games. Apparently this track plays at nighttime between 10 PM and 7 AM. I didn't really feel like watching 5 or so videos that were 40 minutes or more just to find gameplay of nighttime, or to have to wait to download the entire video. But that's why it gets psycho. I think this game is about like students killing each other for like a game or something, and other wacky shenanigans like that, so yeah, this track is alright, but that's all I know. I got kinda lazy on this one, but look at this character, she's cool as heck. Resident Evil 2, First Floor. This plays on the first floor or something. Yeah, I haven't played this game either. You play as Leon as Kennedy, and you have to escape Raccoon City after a zombie outbreak occurs from a biological weapon. Yeah, this game takes place 2 months after the first one, and there's a lot of puzzles in the game, and it has a survival aspect and much more. Leon is a recurring character in the series, so if I talk about other Resident Evil games down in the lower entries and layers, then you'll probably hear me talk about him, or hear his name, and all his wacky antics. But yeah, the music's alright. You have ears, you can hear it right now, can't you? Let's just get on with the next one. Tekken Tag Tournament, Unknown. This song plays during the fight against her. She's also the main antagonist of the tag tournament games, and you know, she can beat me up anytime. She's also considered non-canon, but that's fine. She also has a stando that's a furry. Very little is known about her and much is up to interpretation, but in her ending of the game, the furry vores her, but then she kills the furry, so it's all good, man. But now she doesn't have a stand anymore. But she's free. Yeah, her theme isn't really that scary. It's scary in the beginning, but then it becomes very industrial and electronic. And there's some creepy voices in it, but it's really nice. It's pretty cool and you can dance to it. This one belongs in the higher entries, but you know, I'm not in charge of scary music, am I? No, I'm not. Let's get on with the next entry. Shadow of the Colossus, Black Blood. This plays during the fight against the 8th Colossus in the game that fans have dubbed Kuromori. It's a lizard-like creature that climbs walls. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of information about this game or the creature. The songs had a lot of flutes in it and a lot of wind sounds. The Colossus reminds me of a Monster Hunter creature, but that's all I gotta say about this entry, so let's move on. Red Dead Redemption 2 Swamp Ambience. Wow, another ambient track. What the heck, man? Oh man, I'm so scared. Yeah, this song plays in the swamp or bio, and it only plays at night. And I don't know what to think. I don't give a heck. It's ambient. It's got night noises, bug noises, and other swampy stuff. Apparently some spooky stuff happens in this swamp, like ghosts and creatures, and there's a feral man, I think. That's what the wiki says. Yeah, this is another game I haven't played, and even if I wanted to play it, I can't because I don't have the console that it's on because I'm poor. But yeah, I just enjoyed this swampy ambience, and we'll move on to the next one because that's all I got. Manhunt 2 Sexual Deviants 2. Yeah, there's a lot of 2s in this one. And the last one too. Oh, there's another one. This is the sequel to Manhunt, and it follows a different character. This goofy guy with glasses. And it plays somewhere in this level. I didn't really care where it plays in this level because this Slayer is making me sleepy as heck. And yeah, it's a pretty good theme. It's very chaotic. The level is a club, and you can almost hear the club music in the song, but it gets drowned out by the industrial type of banging sounds, and it's like somebody's getting beat up with a lot of heavy tools and metal. There's also some enemies in the game, and in this level called the Pervs, you know, they have like Slipknot mask and whatever. They're pretty crazy, and you kill them. It's fine though, they were pedophiles, and also their names suggest that they are perverts, so that's all I really gotta say about this one. So let's move on. Pokemon Ruby Drought. This song plays after the Team Magma leader Maxie wakes up Groudon, one of the legendary Pokemons of the region. Groudon is one cranky boy when he wakes up. He wakes up in a rage and starts heating things up, and then Maxie realizes he made a mistake. And now you gotta fix the problems like in every Pokemon game. Yeah, this theme is scary as heck. It's very desolate sounding, and it plays everywhere in the overworld unless you're in a cave or in a house or like inside somewhere that's not like outside. It kind of has like a depressing sound to it too. It fits where it plays because the entire region is basically burning up because of Groudon. And it's probably getting really humid too because Hoenn is basically all water. The similar thing happens in Sapphire version, but the only difference is the fish is trying to drown everybody. But I think dying from heat is way worse than dying from drowning because, you know, with drowning it's kind of painless, but with heat you have to like sweat a lot and it's suffering, man. I would not want that. That's this one. This one's pretty good too. Let's move on. Hotline Miami 2 Richard. The song plays during Richard's dialogue in the second game. Now Richard is a cockhead. Literally, he's a chicken. He's one of 3 internal voices of Jacket, the player character, and is the main internal voice in the second game. He's also given more animation too. When he talks, his beak opens up and you can see some human teeth. But yeah, his theme is pretty dark and scary. It's almost like a villain theme or like somebody that's evil or a bad influence. But I wouldn't know. I never played the game, and I don't really feel like reading the entire wiki page because I can't read, man. I don't know how to read. But yeah, let's get on with the next entry. Ruiner Ritual. For this one, I have no idea what the heck. This game is some cyberpunk shoot 'em up, and it takes place in the futuristic year of 2091. All you gotta do is save your brother and kill anybody who gets in your way. Also, your character is called Puppy by some hacker girl named Her. Yeah, that's her name. Very creative names in this game. There's a lot of twists and turns in the game, betrayals, and plot twists. If you want to play this game, then it's pretty much on everything, even on your grandma's TV. The song mentioned in the entry is pretty alright. It's kind of staticky and repetitive, and it ramps up your anxiety. I don't really know where it plays in the game, but yeah, it just keeps on going up and up with more drums, and it's very fast paced. And then at the very end, it like abruptly stops, kind of like you're getting a panic attack or something. But anyways, that's the end of this layer. I'm gonna go to sleep now. Good night. So that was the third layer of the disturbing video game OSTs Iceberg. Yeah, this layer had a lot more scarier songs than the other ones, but I kinda got bored. Some of the entries I couldn't really find a whole lot of information, or I didn't even know anything about them. Some of the videos I used were kind of out of context, so I don't really give a heck. I just wanted to finish this one, and hopefully the next video is going to be better. For the last 2 videos I made, I actually used a script so I can like give you more information about the song and where it plays and all that stuff, but obviously with this layer I couldn't really do that much. I couldn't really do that well this time, but I don't give a heck. Hopefully it shows that I actually used a script and put more effort into it, but the next layer should come out sooner. If I'm not busy with work, because that's my excuse. And also, I was really lazy and I didn't really feel like making the video. I don't know, I was just sad as heck. But I'm always sad as heck, but next layer, I hope I can get it out sooner. But until next time, why the heck my pee-pee hard?